goes, there is also misery. It's no mystery. And you and I, we got history, yeah. Wherever love flows, there is also tragedy. When we're in too deep. And you and I, we got history, yeah.
Hello guys, and welcome to another installment of A Computers and Technology. I am super excited because today I finally have the time to throw this AMD FX-8350 into my editing rig. Now before I get started, I do have a quick announcement to make. I have posted some bonus content up on the website. There's a bonus video up there right now, so if you want to check that out, the link to that will be in the description. Now this video is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm going to take everything out of this box and throw it into my editing rig. I'm not going to play any games or anything like that during this video because I'm not a huge gamer and I don't use this PC for gaming. All my engineering stuff is done on my IBM Lenovo T60 sitting over there. The computer back here is primarily used for production for the channel. So on this computer I run Adobe Premiere Pro, Blender, screen recording software, Photoshop, all of the software that I use for production. I will run some benchmarks so we can make some comparisons between this 8350 and the 6350, which is currently inside my desktop right now. I'm primarily concerned with how this is going to benefit my workflow though. So how is this going to improve encoding and rendering times, and how is this going to make editing a much smoother process as far as real-time effects are concerned? So let's go ahead and pull this bad boy out of the box, and if anyone's curious, I bought this thing off Amazon for $65. Currently it's on sale on Amazon for 150 bucks. The link will be in the description. Oh, the smell of new processor inside there. Now, some of you are probably wondering why exactly I went with this configuration, because I could have gotten the 8300 for a little bit cheaper if I didn't go with the Wraith cooler package. Well, honestly, I just wanted to test out the Wraith cooler. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I like low-profile coolers just because of my case configuration. So I thought, hey, what the heck? Why not? It would be fun to test out come on. You gonna come out there? The Wraith cooler, which was just released a couple months ago, I believe. And check out that fan. Man, that thing is gigantic. So let's go ahead and remove the Wraith cooler from the box. Oh, I like that. Look at that. The wire leading to the motherboard is actually sleeved. That's really neat. And this is one heck of a beefy cooler. And then we have our 8350 right here. Let's go ahead and take this. Is what I have been waiting to unbox for the past like 3 weeks, because this got here 3 weeks ago and I just haven't had the time to install it. Alright guys, so as you can see, I've popped the side panel off my PC and now we can take a look inside of here. So you can see my GTX 750 Ti right here, 16 gigabytes of DDR3, my AMD FX-8350 right under this heatsink, 600 watts Senti power supply. I'm kind of worried about this cheap thing. It should be able to handle the load from the 8350, hopefully. And then I have a Gigabyte micro ATX motherboard right here. This upgrade is going to be pretty easy. All I'm going to have to do is remove this heatsink, pop out the 6300, throw in the 8350. But I was planning to put a fresh coat of Arctic Silver 5 on the 8350 anyway. And it's odd because the last video I made, I used Arctic Silver 5 and a lot of people complained about it. I guess it has fallen out of popularity. People don't really like using Arctic Silver 5 anymore. I'm just going to use this until the tube runs out, and I'm going to buy a different thermal paste because I keep getting comments about that. Arctic Silver 5 has worked fine for me for the past, year and a half I've been using it. So enough of my rambling, let's go ahead and make this upgrade. As you guys can see, the CPU and Wraith cooler are now installed, and there's really nothing else to do at this point besides throw the system back together and see if the thing powers on. So it turns out the Wraith cooler is actually too tall to allow me to use the CPU shroud, which is on the side of my case. This kind of acts as a cold air intake for the CPU heatsink. So you just plop this on top of here, screw it down, and then it blasts cold air directly into the heatsink. Unfortunately, as I just said, this one's a little bit too tall, and I could not close the case with this on, so unfortunately I'm going to have to remove it, but I guess everything's fine. I mean, this fan's still going to be pushing cool air towards the CPU heatsink, so I'm not too too worried about it. The editing rig is tucked back under my desk, crossing my fingers right now. Let's go ahead and turn this thing on and see if the upgrade was successful. Come on. Ooh, no video output yet. Come on. Ooh, there we go. There we go. There's the 8350. So oh man, I missed the BIOS. Give me a sec. And there we go. We have the AMD 8350 successfully running in the system at 4 GHz, 4.2 GHz performance boost. I will try to overclock this in just a couple minutes, but first I'm going to boot into my OS and just play around with some things. I will get back to you guys in just a little bit. I've spent the past 2.5 hours now playing around with this system, and so far I am very, very happy with where the system stands with the 8350 upgrade. Video editing is super fluid now. The 8350 can actually keep up with my video editing workflow. With the 6300, I constantly had to stop the video and then resume it again just to give it some time to catch up. But with the 8350, that is not an issue. I can just work and I don't have to worry about the processor keeping up with my workflow. Now, in the benchmarks, there is an obvious performance increase. You can just look at the numbers and tell, and that's expected. I mean, this processor is running at the exact same clock speed, and we have an additional 2 cores over the 6350. Now, temperatures with the Wraith cooler are okay for a stock cooler. I mean, actually, they're pretty good for a stock cooler. Currently, I have this thing running at 4.2 gigahertz. I just went ahead and clocked it up to 4.2 gigahertz and disabled the boost feature in the BIOS. I tried to get it up to 4.3 and I just kept running into issues. After 15 minutes of running Prime 95, 2 of the cores would just cut out and it was not stable. I might play around with it some more tonight to try to get it back up to 4.3, but right now I'm just going to leave it at 4.2 because I am running out of time. In my opinion, this upgrade was totally worth it. Real-time video editing is much more fluid now, and encoding times have been cut down significantly. I believe with the 6300, the video that I encoded back over here took about 34 minutes, somewhere around there, and with the 8350 it only took 24 minutes. So that is a huge reduction in encoding time. I mean, that is saving me a lot of just waiting around, waiting for the video to render, making my life a lot easier. Now, I was a little bit underwhelmed with the Wraith cooler. I thought we would see a little bit more room to breathe as far as temperatures are concerned, but I mean, I have it running at 4.2 gigahertz with a stock cooler, so I'm perfectly happy. That clock speed is going to be perfectly adequate for what I want to do. I'm 100% satisfied at this point. So if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go ahead and post a comment in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. If you didn't like this video, please tell me why. And of course, please do not forget to drop a like on the Facebook page. If you want to support me, you can use my Amazon or eBay affiliate links. You can also support me by checking out my Patreon. And before I end this video, don't forget there is some bonus content up on the website. If you guys want to check that out, the link will be in the description. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next installment of A Computers and Technology.